It's October 28th. I cannot. 2020 is just, I can't. I'm not even gonna talk about that right now. Good morning, friends. It's Mel. Welcome back to my channel. Today you're in my kitchen and Rocky is here with us. And I miss you guys and I want to hang out. I just woke up and I felt super inspired and like, I don't know, I'm in a good mood today. So today we're gonna be making apple chai waffles, and it's gonna be a variation of another waffle recipe that I already have. So this is the recipe that I'll be using, except there's no chai in this recipe, so I'm gonna add that myself. And I'm actually going to be substituting some of these ingredients like the eggs and the butter with some non-dairy substitutes because I like to avoid dairy as much as possible because dairy is gross in my opinion. So this here is everything that I'm going to be using. So we got almond milk, salt, baking soda, cinnamon, and then we have vegan butter right there, which is actually not that bad. And then whole wheat flour, baking powder, and then the applesauce is going to be for the eggs, and then honey is the only thing I think that's not vegan other than the chai, which is right here. This is actually Starbucks chai concentrate. Don't worry about how I got that. It's top secret. You want to be in it? So I'm gonna try to just add chai to the original, well, my variation of the original recipe. So we'll see how that goes. I think I'm just gonna put some chai in a little bit of it so I don't ruin it all in case I don't like it, but yeah. So I guess we can just get started. And while I'm making these waffles, I'm gonna be updating you guys and finally telling you about where I've been. I've been meaning to do this update for a long time, and it's finally come and I'm super excited. So I'm gonna be looking at this recipe here. I have everything pretty much set up already. So it says in a large bowl whisk together the eggs, and I'm just gonna be using the applesauce for eggs. The way that I do it is like 1 cup of applesauce equals 1 egg. That's just like been working for me. So basically, when I moved out of Tennessee, I told you that I moved, but I didn't tell you where I went. So, fun fact, I'm actually not in Tennessee anymore. I'm not even close to Tennessee. Well, you guys are just gonna see in the title, you're gonna know. I'm in Vegas now, so that happened, and it was literally a 30-hour drive without stops to get here from Tennessee. So that's been quite an adventure. I literally moved from like one side of the country to the other, and I'll put a picture of like a screenshot of the map. The route that we had to take. It was super crazy. But anyway, I will explain to you exactly how that happened though, because I know that that's like a super big deal and like that's a really big move and I left everything. So the situation that I was in Tennessee was basically my lease was ending and I couldn't afford to live in my townhome anymore. I loved my townhome. I loved the area. Everything about Tennessee I loved. Like, I had always wanted to live there for my whole life. It was just my favorite place ever. Like, I'd vacation there a million times, and then I lived there for almost 2 years, I think. But then after my brother moved out, I couldn't afford to live there alone. And I had to choose between either finding a complete stranger to live with, which I did not like the idea of, or finding somebody that I knew who needed a roommate. So that's what I did. Like, I just tried to think of which friends do I have that need a roommate, because I would much rather live with somebody that I know, I guess, and I know I get along with than taking the gamble of just living with like some random ass person. I like didn't have that many friends. I still don't, honestly. I've never been that type of person to have a lot of friends. So I didn't have like a whole lot of options. It's not like I was able to text like 500 people and be like, oh my god, do you need a roommate? It was like 5 people max that I could think like, oh, just maybe, you know? Hold on, I'm trying to multitask. I'm very bad at this. After the butter, I need honey. You know what? I'm scared. Should I put honey? Because all that really does is sweeten it, and the chai is sweetened anyway, so we're not gonna do honey. And I don't like the idea of animal products anyway. After that is the cinnamon, and I don't understand why that's going in the wet ingredients, but whatever. So I was looking for friends to live with me, and I like couldn't find anyone, and all of the people that I made friends with in Tennessee, I actually made some really good friends in Tennessee, and I love them and I miss them and they're great. But they already had living situations going on and they didn't need roommates, and like they just weren't an option. So that sucked. Like, I definitely would have stayed there if one of them was free, but they weren't. I'm sorry if I end up making like a lot of cuts in this video and you don't see a lot of what I'm doing. It's just that I'm so repetitive when I talk, when I'm trying to multitask. So it's probably because I'm trying not to bore you to death. After asking my very few friends that I had if they happened to need a roommate or something, and at this point I was asking friends like all over. I was asking my Illinois friends, I was asking my Tennessee friends, I was asking like literally anybody, because I didn't really have any strings attached in Tennessee, and I decided that if I had two options between like staying in Tennessee with a stranger or literally moving out of state with somebody that I know, I would rather be with the person that I know. So God, this is disgusting. What did I do? I think something's wrong. Hold on. Eggs, almond milk, butter, honey, cinnamon, baking soda. Why is it so awkward looking? This looks freaking nasty, dude. It's like chunky on here. Ew, what the hell? I did something wrong. There's no way this is right. You know what? I bet you, what did I put in here? I bet you the butter is like trying to re-harden or something, because that happens when you put oil sometimes. Because it's kind of cold in here. It's fine. We'll move on. Okay, so now we need to do a second bowl. So long story short, there was one friend that I found who needed a roommate at the same time as me. He was a friend from high school, and at this point, we had already been graduated for 2 years, I think, if not more. But we stayed friends. It's not like I hadn't talked to him since high school. When I lived in Tennessee, he actually lived in Vegas. So pretty much what happened is at the same time that I moved to Tennessee, he moved to Vegas. But when he moved to Vegas, he came here to live with his uncle. So he wasn't really like on his own yet. He just was living under somebody else's roof. But for me, I was in Tennessee with roommates, and then I lost them, so then I was like actually on my own. And right around that time, I started texting him. He was one of my few good friends, so I just like talked to him about everything, and I kind of desperately asked him like, hey, like any chance like you need a roommate or something? And he actually did want to move out of his uncle's house, and I think he was in the same position as me, where he didn't want to live alone, I guess. Like it's too expensive, that it's just not ideal to live by yourself. So I was like, oh my God, we should just live together, because like, why the hell not? Like, yes. And like I said, we've maintained our friendship since high school. Basically, that's how we met. We went to high school together in Illinois. I think we got close like senior year, so we've probably been friends for like 4 years. Yeah, oh my God, that's a long time. When we both lived in Illinois, we actually hung out. So obviously that's different than having like a online friendship with somebody, because like, I don't know, hanging out is just different vibes. So we were really close then. And then when we both moved out, obviously we didn't get to hang out anymore. So I feel like we faded a little bit, but we still tried to stay in touch. And I feel like we did a pretty good job at that. I don't think there was ever a time when things were like awkward with him because it had been so long since we talked or something. Like, I don't know. We were always just like really happy to see each other and hear from each other. Sorry, I'm struggling so bad right now. It says to add a pinch of salt, but I never know what that means. So I'm just gonna do like a few shakes. I don't know. I hate this. This is the chunkiest, most disgusting looking thing. You know what I'm gonna do? Hold on, I'm very smart. I have solutions to problems sometimes. I'm gonna put this in the microwave just to try to get it more liquidy and to get whatever this chunkiness is to melt. I'm definitely not a cook or a baker or anything, so just because I'm showing you a recipe doesn't necessarily mean you should make it. Just putting that out there. I'll let you know how it is though when it's done. Okay, you know what? Good enough. It's still, it looks like cookies and cream. Oh my God, wait. It literally looks like cookies and cream batter, but in reality it's like chunky cinnamon vegan butter batter. Okay, so I need to add this to this. I'm scared. Hopefully this turns out okay. Okay, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna try this. That's pretty good, actually. It's not sweet at all though. It's just like, it's like apple cinnamon vibes. I think I want to put chai in it. I'm gonna open this and then make like a little sample. I'm gonna do this off camera because my battery's actually gonna die. Okay, so I just realized that I can literally use my phone to film while my camera's charging. This is my mini sample bowl of the chai one. And then this here is the like regular batter. So basically I just like scooped some of this into here and I poured a little bit of chai in it, and it's actually really freaking good. Like, I just tasted the batter and it's really good. So I'm gonna use this little bowl to make a waffle. So I'm just gonna pour this into the waffle iron. Ooh. It is really liquidy. I always let my waffles cook 3 times. So like when it says it's done, I do it 2 more times because normally it's just like still liquidy and soft and not like crunchy and good. Maybe it's because I use a weird recipe and I try to make it vegan. Okay, update. So I let it go 3 times and this is what it looks like. It's really super like floppy still. I'm gonna try it though just to see. Okay, this is what we got going on. Wait. That's really good. Hold on. That's good. It's really apple-y. Normally the applesauce doesn't come through that much, but I think the chai brings it out more. And it is kind of crunchy. I love this. This is such like fall vibes. Hell yeah, dude. I made apple chai waffles. I'm gonna make another one just like that, and then I think I'm gonna try to tweak this big bowl of stuff to make all of them like this, because this is pretty good. I'm gonna try it with syrup though. You guys are gonna judge me so hard because every time I use syrup, I always use this specific plate from when I was a kid. I remember like I went shopping with my mom and we saw this at the store. There was like a whole set. There was this, there was like a little duck bowl. It was so cute and I was like, Mom, I need this. And I was probably like 12, like definitely older than this. Like this is for like 5-year-olds, but I was like already a grown-ass kid, but I wanted this so bad. And my brother found like a farm / cow like weird set and we both spent our own money on it, and I literally ended up keeping the plate after I moved out. I was like, this comes in handy, bro, because if I ever need to use syrup or something, because this is some very liquidy syrup, like this is like water, so if you pour this onto a plate, it'll like cover the whole thing. So that's what I use this duck plate for, and I'm gonna keep it forever. And you can judge me if you want to, and I don't care. Anyway, I'm gonna put this in the syrup and see if it's good. Oh shit, that's a lot. That was a lot of syrup. It's good, but it doesn't need it. It definitely makes it sweeter, but it's also really good without it. Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna let this one keep cooking, and then I'm gonna try to tweak this batter, and then I'll be back with you. I'm back! Yay, on my camera, finally. Okay, so I got this done. Okay, so here's what we got going on. Oh my god. Okay. This just went off. I think this was the second. Dang, I wasn't paying attention. I think that was the first cook, so I'm gonna let it go for one more. This one cooked twice, so I'm gonna see. I'm still experimenting with how many times I want to cook it. That's good. So I can cook it twice for sure. I don't know how many times that's been in there though. I'll just leave it for one more time. Okay, so this just finished cooking for the second time, I think. Maybe the third time, but whatever. I always just get it out with my fingers. Like I have a high tolerance for heat for some reason. So I'm just gonna scoop some more batter into the waffle iron. And I fill it up to like right here, like so that it's barely covering. And then I close it. And then I'll let the light turn on and off 2 times. And then I'll take it out. And that's it. So now I don't have to think so hard about what I'm doing anymore, so I can actually finally talk to you guys. So, hi. 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 He's so cute. Come here. Come here, I love you. Oh, my big boy, my big boy. I'm such a cat lady, I love it. Oh, he's everything. You like what you see? Look, we got batter right there. And that's where the waffle's cooking. And we have actual food on that plate. And there's syrup on that duck plate over there. And a camera. See, will you look at the camera? Yeah, I know. Oh my god. Okay, you're done. This light just turned off, by the way, so now I have to let it go one more time. We're gonna be here for a while. Each waffle has to cook twice, and I have still a lot of batter, so. Kind of want to get a chair. Would that be a vibe? Am I allowed to sit? Let's see what happens if I sit. Would my height change? You want to come up here? Yay! He's here. We're gonna sit here. No, we're not. This is terrible. Oh no. If I tilt you up like that. that kind of works. Cool, this just went off. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out just like that. And then I'm gonna scoop some more in. And Rocky just took my seat. Nice. All right, can you get out of my spot? Okay. Yay! We're all hanging out together. Okay, so now it's story time. I feel like this food is just in the way of everything. Okay, so my friend from high school needed a roommate at the same time I did, and we had seen each other for Christmas, and I needed a new roommate right around like February/March. Like that's when I started to have to look for roommates and start taking things seriously and actually consider like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to move out. Like my lease is ending really soon and this is getting scary. So only a few months after I saw him, we talked about living together. So we started looking on Zillow, Realtor, to like actually start to look for a place, and we decided that I would come to Vegas because he has a job here that's super like secure, and I don't really have anything to lose by leaving Tennessee. I think this just went off, did it? Let's get this thing out of here. I don't even care. I'm just gonna like half-ass it now. Ooh, that one's pretty full. Okay. I love that sound. ASMR vibes. So long story short, because this is like the boring part, I don't know, nobody really cares about this. We ended up finding a place, and it's this place, and it's a house. It's 3 stories. It's actually really cool, but there's no like basement. So the bottom floor is like the first floor, I guess. It's just that we have like 2 upstairses. Yeah, it's weird, but I really like it. Rocky likes it. It's really big. It has a lot of stairs for him to stay active and run around. Even though he's still big boy and he's not losing any weight, and he's been on a diet for a long time. But, you know, it's fine. We accept him for who he is. He's perfect. So I guess that's like the first part of the update, just that I moved to Vegas to live with a friend. I didn't have a lot of other options. If I wanted to live with somebody else that I knew, which to me was the only option, like I wasn't even considering living with a stranger, I would have had to live in my grandma's basement and still paid rent, which just didn't sound fun. And that was gonna be in Illinois, and I hate Illinois. Like, I don't ever want to go back there. So this kind of was my only option. It wasn't like I was super duper excited about coming to Vegas and living with my friend, whose name is Brian, by the way. I might as well just tell you that now. But yeah, living here with him wasn't the most appealing thing to me ever. It just seemed like the best option because I was on a time crunch, and I mean, my lease was ending within like a month or 2. I even had to extend it by 1 more month because I literally ran out of time to make a plan and a decision about where to go. And then I decided, you know what, Brian, let's just do it. I'll come to Vegas. It'll be great. So we both became pretty excited because it had been a few years already since we'd lived in the same area and been able to like consistently hang out and have that in-person friendship. So obviously we were super excited about that. But basically I had a whole house full of shit. Not like I'm a hoarder or something. I actually try to be like super minimalist-y. I had a lot of furniture though. I had like tables and computers and desks and a whole ass bed. I had like a ton of shit, and I had to decide if I either, oh god, wanted to keep all that stuff and like bring it to Vegas with me, which would require a moving truck, or if I wanted to sell all my stuff and basically repurchase it when I got here just to avoid having to move all of that stuff. And after thinking about it for a while, I mean, I probably would have saved money if I sold all my stuff and repurchased it, because moving trucks are really expensive. I think it costs like a little less than $1,000, but still, I mean, that's a lot. Especially at the rate that I move. I've already moved like 3 times, and that's like the 3rd moving truck that I had to rent within 2 years. So that adds up. But I decided to just do it because my stuff holds sentimental value to me. So I decided to move all my stuff, but the issue was I still had my car, and my car doesn't tow anything. And I wouldn't trust myself to drive the truck with a freaking car on the back. So I was like, I need somebody to go with me. Like, I can't do this trip by myself. I need to drive my car, and I need somebody to drive the truck for me. And Brian, who is a freaking real one, literally flew to Tennessee to help me move all of my stuff over. and we literally did like a 2 or 3 day road trip together just to get all the way from Eastside, Tennessee to Vegas, which was crazy. But it was really fun. And Rocky was with us the whole time. Literally, dude, I wanted to kill him at the end of the road trip. He was crying so much. And it's like, I get it, you're stuck in a car for a long time, but he was annoying the hell out of me, dude. Like, I was legitimately holding back tears of frustration because he was bothering me so much. But you know what? It's fine. We made it. Everything's good. And that actually was at literally like the very beginning of pandemic. And it was so crazy because that was when all of the signs on like the interstates and stuff, it was like, don't travel, stay home. And I literally was doing like a 30-hour road trip at the literal worst time ever. Like, that was the time when nobody was supposed to travel, but I did like literally the longest trip of my life at the worst time. So that was fun. And I actually have a picture, it's blurry, I'll put it up anyway though, of the sign on the road that said stay home because of COVID or something. But anyway, that happened, and I think we got here on like April 5th. So ever since then, I've been in Vegas, and I didn't tell you guys because, I don't know, it just seemed like a big deal. But now, I've been here for almost 7 months. The lease is 1 year, so I'm going to be here in this house anyway. If we decide not to renew, I'm still gonna be here for another 5 months. And now that the lease is over, halfway done, I decided it was finally time, like, okay, I'm probably good to just tell you guys now. Because I don't know, it just seems super personal. But I like telling you guys personal things. So that's where I've been, and that is update part 1. And update part 2 is Brian and I started dating, and it's freaking awesome, dude. So he's my boyfriend now, and we started dating like a month after we moved in, I think. We totally went into it as friends, but I don't know. You know how things just happen. Especially if we're literally together like all the time. We're just so compatible in like a friend kind of way that it just kind of like clicked. It was just so natural, I guess. So we've been together now for almost 6 months. I think in like less than a week it'll be 6 months. And I'm so happy, you guys. Oh my god, I'm literally so happy with him. He's everything. I love him. And also, like, part of the reason I didn't tell you I was in Vegas is because I would also have to explain like how I got here and who I'm with, and I didn't want to tell you about him just yet because we hadn't been together for that long. But now that we've been together for like 6 months and I feel super secure and happy with him, I feel like I'm allowed to tell the internet now. So everything's going super well. He just makes me so happy. Oh my god. And even when we were just friends, like in high school, like even when I was dating somebody else, I always just like adored him. And not in like a I like you kind of way, but in like a you are such a good person, you are so wholesome. He just always is so positive, just always like the best vibes. So as a friend, he was just amazing. And now I feel so lucky that I get to actually like date him. Like, I never thought that this would happen. But anyway, that's pretty much it. But not gonna lie, I'm not sold on Vegas. I don't like it here. It's too hot. I mean, it just a few days ago started to finally cool down a little bit, which I'm really excited for. I've been waiting for this like the whole time I've been here. But the summer was like 115 degrees every day for like 1 or 2 months straight. Every single day. And what sucks is my car doesn't have AC. I would have to drive with just windows down every day to get to work in 115 degree weather. And it's like a 15-20 minute drive. It was terrible. Like 10 out of 10, do not recommend fucking living in Vegas if your car doesn't have AC. That's a bad idea. And since I've only been here since pandemic, I haven't seen everything the normal way, because actually this is the first time I've ever been to Vegas. So literally, I have never visited here before. I just like straight up dropped everything and moved here. So that was pretty risky because I didn't know anything about Vegas. Like, all I knew is that my friend was here and I needed a roommate, and that was it. Like, I didn't do any research. I just was like, I don't care where I am. I just care that I'm with somebody I know. And then when I got here, it was hot as hell, my dude. And I hated it. I was miserable. It was so hot that you like couldn't go outside. You couldn't go for a walk. It was just very, very like not good times. But now it's finally starting to get better. I'll actually show you the weather app right now. So right now it's 66, which is cold because lately it's been in like the 80s, but the high today is 76, and this is what the rest of the week looks like. But basically the high for every day pretty much is like 82, which is pretty perfect. So hopefully it's all uphill from here. And I don't really know what's gonna happen at the end of the lease. We both talked about paying too much to live here. This house is like a little too expensive, so we probably won't stay here. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll definitely keep you updated if we come up with a plan or change our minds or anything. And I'll give you guys a house tour soon. We've been deep cleaning everything because our house was actually nasty when we first got here. Literally, it was so ridiculous. I'm gonna go on a rant really quick because this makes me so mad. But basically, when we went to the leasing office to sign the lease and to pay the fees and whatever, there was a $300 cleaning fee that was non-refundable and non-negotiable. So we're thinking like, what is this $300 cleaning fee for? And the guy was explaining to us like, well, the fee is so that you can leave the house like super, super dirty, and we'll use the $300 to clean up after you for the next resident. And I'm like, but we're not gonna have $300 worth of damage and dirt to clean. Like, it's so much easier if we just do it ourselves and cheaper. Like, I don't want to pay $300, especially because when we got to our house, it was disgusting. And what that means is that if there's a $300 cleaning fee for every resident, that $300 doesn't go to cleaning. Because if it did, then we would have got a clean ass house. But our house was so gross. You could tell they didn't do anything. There was still food left in the fridge. The toilets were like shit stained, completely like dark brown. The mirrors were all like streaky. The windows were gross. All in the cabinets, there's just like shit that people left. And it's like, you guys didn't clean anything and you're charging each person $300 so that you can clean? So I know for a fact that everybody's $300 is just getting pocketed. And I said that. I was like, we can tell you guys don't clean. Like, but he literally was like, don't argue. Like, it's non-negotiable. So we had to pay it. And I'm mad. And we've been spending so much time cleaning the fucking house ourselves because they didn't do it for us. And it's gross. Like, I'm not trying to live in a nasty place. So we've been like scrubbing everything. We had to like scrape. I literally had to go in with my nail and scrape shit off of counters, and I had to go in the fucking toilet, my dude. Literally, I had to get a scraper and scrape the literal shit off the bottom of the toilet. Not my shit. And the fact that this was like in prime Corona time, like, dude, you didn't like clean our house, and literally the previous resident could have had Corona. Like, there's just so many red flags. Like, I don't know. That was so sketchy. But it's so confusing because our landlord, like, other than that, has been an angel. Like, if we ever need help with anything, he'll just come over and fix it. No questions asked, no fees. And it's like, why is this the one thing that you just don't like? But anyway, the point is, we've been cleaning the hell out of everything by ourselves, and it's really satisfying, actually. So I'm gonna show you a house tour once we're done cleaning it and once it looks good enough to show the internet, you judgy people. And I have a lot of other video ideas lined up. I'm finally feeling inspired. I'm almost at 100 subscribers. I'm excited. I have a surprise, by the way. For once I hit 100 subs, I'm gonna put up a 100 sub video. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's gonna be fun. But I think that's it. I don't think I really have anything else to say in this video. I just wanted to do an update about where I've been and the relationship that I'm in now. It is 11:21. So once I'm done with these waffles, I'm full already. I already had a few and I'm like done. So I just have to like finish making them and then I'll like put them in the fridge. But I'll probably try to film some other videos or bullet journal. I still haven't set up my bullet journal for next month because that's something that I do and I love to do that. You guys should actually let me know if you want to see a bullet journal video from me because I live for that. All that like organization and having your shit together like written down on paper, it's so satisfying. And by the way, I got glasses. I'm not wearing these because like normally I wear contacts. I'm wearing these because I recently just got glasses because my eyes have just been getting not good. I was afraid at first because I thought like if I correct my vision then it'll get used to it and once I take them off I can't see, and that's kind of happening. So if I'm like in my house on my day off, like today, I'll try to not wear them, but I'm not gonna lie, the main reason I'm wearing them for this video right now is to hide these hideous eyebrows. I've been growing them out for like probably a month at least, and it's because I'm gonna do a video on how I do my eyebrows, because I actually get people that ask about that, oddly. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. I love you, and Rocky loves you. I don't know where he is right now, but I'll say bye for him. So bye from Rocky and me. Oh, and by the way, I have no idea how much chai I ended up putting in the waffles. Like, I didn't measure it or anything, but all of the other ingredients and measurements I kept the same. But the chai does have honey in it, and I didn't realize that when I got it. So all the ingredients, this whole recipe was vegan except for the chai. So if you want to make it, just so you know. Okay, I'm done now. Bye!